You would think that sourcing products is just finding something to sell online, but that's really only the first step. Because if you've ever tried to actually source a product, you know what happens next. You have 40 tabs open, you're comparing prices, checking MOQs, looking at certifications, trying to understand shipping, messaging suppliers, waiting for replies, following up and negotiating, and then somehow trying to remember which supplier said what and what your next best step is. Because yes, finding a product is not as hard as it used to be, especially with awesome tools like the one we're going to be looking at today. Managing the sourcing process is where most beginners get stuck. So today I'm testing out Accio Work's sourcing toolkit, and I'm going to see if an AI agent can actually handle the messy part of sourcing for us, finding suppliers, sending bulk inquiries, negotiating pricing, following up, and building a supplier comparison report we can actually use. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use Accio Work's sourcing toolkit to simplify the entire process. Accio Work is not just some chatbot. It's a desktop workspace built for business workflows, especially if you're sourcing products through Alibaba. The best way to think about it is like a team of AI sourcing assistants that run locally on your computer. With Accio Work's sourcing toolkit, you can give your agent the product you're trying to source, then it can search suppliers, compare manufacturers, send inquiries, negotiate the pricing, follow up, and organize the results for you. So instead of us manually jumping from supplier page to supplier page, trying to compare everything ourselves, our team of Accio agents will help us turn this into a workflow. So in this video, we're going to learn 3 things. 1, how to unlock a team of AI agents with Accio Work and how to easily set up the new sourcing toolkit plugin. 2, we're going to break down how to use this sourcing agent to manage all your inquiries and negotiations. And 3rd, we'll highlight all the reasons why Accio Work is perfect for solo creators and solopreneurs like you watching this video. So before we dive in, make sure to go to the link in the description and the pinned comments and download Accio Work for either Windows or Mac and get access to all the tools locally on your desktop completely for free with daily free credits. Once you have that ready, make sure to follow along with the video. Once we open up Accio Work on the desktop, this is the main UI and basically where all the agents are going to live. The beauty of Accio Work is that it's like having an OpenClaw setup that's built for drop shipping, for solopreneurs, for content creators, for marketing, for anyone really trying to start a business online. And I'm going to show you exactly why. Here in the center, we have our prompt input box. Now below this, we have the option to add files, skills, and other documents. Next to that, we have the option to connect tools and install skills. We also have here the option to manage permissions. Now, why do we need to manage permissions? Well, these agents are going to be running locally on your computer. And once you set them up completely, you can schedule tasks and you can have them run on their own. Now, having them ask before taking action is what most people do when they build out a workflow. Once you give your agent full access, it's going to be able to take action on those workflows and the pipelines that you build on its own without having to ask you, allowing you to schedule tasks and for this to run while you're away from your computer and doing other things. Now here on the right, we have the option to select the model. If we click here, you'll see that it gives you the cost of each model. Right now it is set to auto, but as you can see here, they have GPT 5.6 Luna and all the latest models from GPT. They also have all the latest models from Claude, Gemini, DeepSeek, Kimi. Now next to the model selection, we have the start voice input option, which will allow you to talk directly to your agents without using your hands, just using your voice. Very Tony Stark, but also a great time saver, cutting away on that typing time. Now here at the top right, if we click this where it says switch agents, you'll see that you already have a team of pre-built agents to pick from. Right now we have the Accio assistant selected, but you have agents that are built directly for Alibaba, for example, this global seller agent. You also have agents that are built directly for Shopify. You have a agent that will build a site for you. You also have a design expert, right? So a creative assistant for image generation, video creation, and visual content. And then here you have the Accio sourcing expert, which is what we're going to look at today. So let's come back to the main UI here. Now we're back at the main menu and I just updated my Accio desktop version. If you need to make any updates, it will give you a notification. So I did that really quick. Over here on the left in the menu, below the new task, we have the agents. You'll be able to find all the agents we saw earlier in that list, plus more agents. If you scroll down here, you'll see that there are are many more agents than what we saw on that initial list. You can pick from either public agents, or you can come over here to personal, click on this option that says create agent, and you can create a new agent from scratch. And it's built to make it super simple for you. For example, it gives you this template that you can use where you can just select what the starting point is, like what the main task is that the agent is going to be doing. So let's say we wanted a daily assistant, and then we click on next here. It'll let us name the agent, pick the avatar for the agent, the description, the vibe, and the model provider. And then over here on the right, we'll see a preview of our assistant. Now remember that these are local agents, so you can customize this agent for your specific workflows. Now, if we click next, this is something else I wanted to show you. Accio is designed to make this easy for you. So you can see that you can link plugins to the agent. It has the Accio Sourcing Toolkit, which is what we're going to look at today. Then it has live sites, the global seller agent, the documents, presentations, Shopify, and spreadsheets. Let's go next. And this is perfect for beginners. Now, if you want to create custom agents or use Claude Code or an OpenClaw, you're going to need skills and MD files, stuff to train your agents with. Now, Accio gives you a library of plugins and skills that you can use, and some of these skills are going to level you up right away. For example, this auto harvest skill, when you turn this on, the agent can automatically summarize reusable experience during conversations. When disabled, you can still trigger it manually for messages. So basically, it learns as you interact with it. So let's close this out. And if you want to look through all the plugins, you can come over here to the menu, click plugins. You'll see that there's a long list of plugins that you can just add by clicking here on this plus button. They're all broken down by category, like e-commerce, marketing, advertising, social media, communications, productivity. And then at the very top here, you'll see the option to click on skills. And this is a powerful and priceless library of skills. Look, as we scroll through here, all these skills can just be added to your agents just by clicking the plus option here and installing it into your agent. And they have skills for things like SEO and ads, shipping and tariff, analytics and finance, CRM and retention, document and productivity. They have content, product design, research, basically everything you'll need to build a powerful agent right away. And then next to the skills here at the top, they have the connectors option. If we click this, you'll see that you can connect directly to different apps like we saw in the plugins. And this will allow you to pull data or interact with these apps. And if we look here, you'll see that they have some awesome connectors like Higgsfield and Instagram. Another feature that is really great about Accio is this option here. We talked about it earlier, and that is scheduled tasks. You can actually set up scheduled tasks. For example, daily, you can have your agent give you a morning brief or set up an inbox triage. You can have it do some monitoring by giving you a competitor overview with this competitor watch or trending topics. You can get reports sent to you weekly. You can also do automations. So once your agent is up and running and you've got your pipelines and ready to go, you can always set up a scheduled task, and it will run when you're away from your computer. And another powerful feature here in the menu is this channels option. Basically, this allows you to connect your agent to these different channels like Telegram and Discord, and you can talk to your agent directly through Telegram. Now, I have a whole walkthrough tutorial showing you how to connect an Accio agent to your Telegram and how to communicate with that agent right through there so you can talk to it while you're on the go. They also just added in this feature here, which is the mobile feature, and this allows you to connect to Accio Work Mobile. I think they realized how powerful it was to have the channels feature, and they connected this, seeing as not everybody may want to use Telegram or Discord. You can just talk directly to your agent with the mobile app. So now let's source some products as a complete beginner. First thing I want you guys to do is come down here to where it says work in folder. Click here on open folder and create yourself a new folder. Name that folder whatever you like, and this agent will work within that folder. So any files or anything that it outputs will go into that folder. You'll be able to go in there, update skills, and build out the agent that way. So I've selected my test folder here. So the first thing we want to do is head over to the plugins and install the Accio Sourcing Toolkit. So just give it a second and let it do its thing. Once we have that ready to go, we can start a new conversation. Now there's two ways that we can use the Accio Sourcing Expert. We can either come over here to switch agents and switch directly to this Accio Sourcing Expert, or what we can do is build our own agents like we saw earlier, or use any of these agents here, like this is currently on the Accio Assistant, the main agent. We can click here on use plugins, and as you can see, we can switch on any of these plugins. So what I'm going to do is switch on the Accio Sourcing Toolkit. It says here, your 24/7 AI sourcing team. We find the best suppliers, handle negotiations, and manage your orders from factory to front door. We can turn this on, and now you'll see the plugin show up here. This is how you turn that on for any of the agents that you use. It's very simple. Let's say you're a complete beginner, you're a little bit nervous about using the plugin or building an agent. Let's come over here to switch agents, and let's come back here to this Accio Sourcing Expert. Let's click this, and you'll see that the plugin is automatically turned on, and it's actually set. You can't turn it off with the Accio Sourcing Expert. So let's use this one for the video. So below the prompt input, we have some examples of what the Accio Sourcing Expert can do. We have automated sourcing, product sourcing, inquiry negotiation, compare and decide. Let's start with automated sourcing. If we hover over these options, it will populate the prompt input, and we can see kind of what we're working with. This first one says, I want to purchase X. Product name, target unit price under X, right? So it's saying I want to purchase this product. The target price is under this. Please fully automate the whole flow for me. Source the products and shortlist the best picks by unit price MOQ. Once I select one, send inquiry emails to the suppliers. Let's look at this other option. It says, I have some vague sourcing requirements. Please auto run the whole flow. First, help me refine the requirements, then find 10 different suppliers for me to compare. Let's start with this first option. So I've clicked on that first option, and as we can see, it's populated the prompt input box, and now all we have to do is fill in these sections here. In the last video, we had the Accio Work agent build a Shopify store, and we connected it to Telegram so we could manage it all through there. So what I'm going to do is refer back to those products, and what we had in that store were ugly plushies. So let's do ugly plushies. Target price, let's do under 10 US dollars, and it says help me find some high rated products on Alibaba. So let's see what we get with this very niche search of ugly plushies. I'm going to click here on the input, and let's let Accio get to work. All right, so we're going to wait and let Accio get to work. As we can see here, it's reading an MD file. It's looking at skills. It's counting down how long it's been working for. So after 42 seconds, we have our output. It says these results can go straight into inquiries with AI auto chat. Most priced well under your $10 budget. And if we scroll down, we'll see that it's given us all these different options of great products that it's picked right off of Alibaba. If we don't find anything in that list, we can view more products. And then down here, we have some follow-up prompts. It says compare the top 5 products, identify the best value under $10 with high ratings, send inquiries to top 3 suppliers, enable AI auto chat to confirm price, MOQ, and lead time, verify the highest rated supplier, filter MOQs, show only product with MOQ over 50 pieces or fewer, auto run sourcing, clarify requirements, research. And then down here, we can see that the agent has created a memory MD file inside of that folder we originally set up. So let's click here on compare the top 5 products and identify the best value under $10 with high ratings. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna click on enter. Now, like I said earlier, I made a whole video showing you guys how to use Accio Work to build a Shopify store and how to connect that to Telegram so you can run the whole thing. I'll make sure to link that video somewhere here on the screen so you guys can go watch that once you're done with this video. So as you can see, Accio really puts in work. So far, it's been working for 1 minute and 16 seconds. We can see everything that it's doing here, the skills that it's using, MD files that it's accessing, the actions that it's taking, like this bash. So after working for 2 minutes and 12 seconds, the Accio Sourcing Expert has found the perfect product for us. It's telling me that the capybara plushie doll from this supplier is the best value. It's a verified supplier, it's got solid review signals, and it's got the top 3 options here. So the capybara plush doll, the screaming monster plush, and the Fugler sprout doll. It's giving me a reason why it made its decisions. If we click here on this full comparison, we have this comparison that shows up here on the right in HTML. Look at this. It says product comparison, ugly plushies, top 5 comparison, best value under 10 US dollars with high ratings. If we scroll down, it breaks down everything like the comparison, the key considerations, the caveats, the recommended next steps, and the data sources. Now, if we wanted to make any edits to this up here, we can either edit the canvas, we can turn off the preview, we can take the code and then place it onto another HTML or a website. We can also share this, and we can open it in our directory. So this will open this file up directly in our folder. We can see here, if I open this folder, we can find the comparison HTML. If we double click this, it will open that for me. Check this out. So we can share this with our team, with our clients, and we always have it there locally saved onto our computer so we can revisit it. So now that we have our 3 products, what I want to do is send inquiries to these suppliers. This option here says send inquiries to top 3 suppliers, enable AI auto chat on price, MOQ, and lead time. I think this is perfect. So let's use this one. We're going to come down here, hit enter. I'm going to hide the preview here. I'm going to hide that by just closing that out. And over here on the right, we're going to be able to see the tasks that we set up and every artifact that we build. For example, the HTML that we just looked at, you can also find it here on the right. All right, so now it has some questions for me that I need to answer before it sends out these inquiries. And it says, please answer the following. What is your target order quantity? 10 to 50 pieces, 50 to 200 pieces, 200 to 1,000 pieces. Let's just do 10 to 50 pieces. And it says, where will the goods be shipped? United States, Europe, Latin America, Southeast Asia. Let's do United States. Do you need any customization? No customization. Logo and branding only. Full OEM and ODM. Let's do no customization for now, but you can always add your logo and your branding very easily by selecting this. Let's go to submit and let's let Accio continue to work. So now it's giving me the 3 target sellers. It's got the inquiry message here. I'm looking to source ugly, cute plush toys, specifically monster, tooth, and capybara style designs for the US market. Key requirements. It's got it all broken down here. It says, please share your best unit price for trial quantities, MOQ and price breaks at higher volumes, estimated lead time to the US, available styles and color options. Looking forward to your quote. So just this inquiry message and the format that it's using and everything that it's asking for and how this is taking us step by step through the process can take anybody from a complete beginner to getting your dropshipping business started. So here it has some user instructions. It says negotiation strategy, prioritize best price and low MOQ for trial order, communication professional and direct, requirement list, ugly plush toys, 10 to 50 pieces. Here it says AI auto chat on by default. Will follow up with 3 suppliers simultaneously. Faster quotes, 1 round, easy comparison, 0 routine overhead. It says you can confirm and send now or tell me what to change. So I think this inquiry is fine and the plan that it has I think is perfect. So let's come over here to confirm and send now and I'm gonna hit enter. And the great thing is that the prompts for the next step, they're like laid out there perfectly for you just to select. So after waiting about 1 minute and 26 seconds, it says here, your inquiry has been sent and an AI auto chat is enabled. Suppliers contacted, 3 total. It tells me the exact supplier that they contacted here. And then down here, it tells me what it's going to focus on when negotiating next, when I'll hear from it again. And it also says anytime you want to take over the chat yourself, just reply, turn off auto follow to take back control. So let's check out the chat details. I'm going to come over here and click on chat detail. And here we can see the exact inquiries that it sends to the supplier. If we want to type anything in on our own, we can always come down here and type in a message. We can attach documents. We can add emojis. And for now, the agent is going to take care of all of this because it says here that once it gets progress like a seller quote or it hits something that needs my call, it'll come back to me. So no news in between just means negotiating is progressing normally. You can always come back and view the chat details and you can see the inquiry progress here on this HTML. So let me click this. And on the right, again, we're going to get a preview that shows us the latest progress of the follow-ups, right? So it's got the 3 suppliers here and it's breaking down everything that it's doing inside of this file, which we can also find locally on our desktop. Now down here, we can see some of the next prompts. Here it says, give me a summary of a supplier conversation every 24 hours. So I'm going to do this so we can set up a recurring task where it gives us a summary of what it's doing and who it's talking to. All right, so now it says progress report set up. You'll receive a summary every 24 hours. The first report comes tomorrow around this time. I'm continuing to push the inquiry forward with all 3 suppliers on pricing, MOQ, and lead time to the US. I'll come back to you as soon as there's a quote or anything that needs your decision. And anytime you want to check the progress, you can always just ask it. Like here, it says check progress, sync latest replies from all 3 suppliers. I'm going to click on this and we're going to hit enter. And let's see if any of those suppliers have responded to us. All right, so now it says good news. All 3 suppliers are engaged, actively working on your inquiry. It's got the seller, the status, so awaiting quote, awaiting quote, awaiting quote, the summary, confirm product availability, monster tooth capybara design, checking pricing with manager now. Acknowledged inquiry, checking pricing with senior manager. Acknowledging inquiry, preparing initial quotation and response. And if we click here again on inquiry progress, we're going to have an updated version of this HTML. So now it looks like the agent is taking an action on its own because I didn't hit enter or even give it a prompt. It says, I've synced the latest replies. We have the first quote from Dayong. So now it's telling me that it needs my input on 1 item. If we click here on the chat detail, we can see the conversation happening with the supplier. And we scroll up to the top, we can see our initial message. And then if we come down, we can see that the agent is talking to the supplier on its own. I didn't do any of this. This is all the agent. All I did was send this and it's been doing this all on its own in the background and it's negotiating with the supplier here. So here it says, now there are these styles, each piece $2.9, shipping is quoted separately and the minimum order quantity is 50 pieces. Here it says, could you quote the shipping cost to the US for the 50 pieces? It says also, are these styles within the 20 to 50 centimeter size range and made of soft plush cotton? Basically, it's following up on the requirements that we need, and it's doing this without any input from me. If we come back to the chat, we can see here that it gives me an option to move forward. It says, estimate the profit for this 290 piece quote, negotiate with Dongyang to try to lower the MOQ or unit price, and then check progress. So what I'm going to do is have it negotiate for me. I'm going to click here on it, negotiate with the supplier. I'm going to hit here on enter, and let's see what we get. Here it says, I'll send a negotiation strategy to the AI auto chat for Dongyang. So now it says that it's done. It's pushing for a lower MOQ, and its fallback here is a lower unit price. So if they insist on the 50 pieces MOQ, I'm pushing for a price closer to the price that we're looking for. It says at the same time, I'm confirming the US shipping cost and lead time so we have a complete picture. I'll come back as soon as the seller responds. So as you can see, you have an agent that's connected directly to Alibaba that's doing the sourcing and the negotiating for you that can help you get the right price and products for your brand or business. Anytime I want to turn this off, I can also come here to turn off auto chat. If I click this, it will actually stop doing any of the follow-up or the negotiation. It says auto chat is currently enabled for the entire inquiry with all 3 suppliers. Before I turn it off, let me confirm the scope. It says, please answer the following. Turn off the auto chat for which scope, the entire task, this specific supplier only, or we can cancel it and keep it on as is. I'm going to click entire task because this is just an example for the video. I'm going to click here on submit, and this should stop the agents from working autonomously on their own in the background. And it's giving us another follow-up message here because for some people, this would be a working pipeline where they're actually like running a business with it and they don't want to shut it off. I'm going to click on turn off, and this will shut off the agents so we won't have to worry about them negotiating with anyone else unless we want them to. All right, so now it's confirming that the auto chat is now off for the entire inquiry. Here's where things stand. So it's giving me like a status of where it was when we turned it off. It's telling me that it talked to this supplier, has your negotiation instructions to push for lower MOQ, 20 to 30 pieces or a better unit price, and they'll respond directly, and you'll see their reply. And then it's got this other 2 suppliers. And then it's got an update on the other 2 suppliers. It says still preparing their initial quotes. Their replies will come to you as a standard message. Whenever you want to jump back in and reply to any supplier yourself, just tell me what to say and I'll send it. If you'd like to turn the auto chat back on later, just ask. So you can always stop the workflow or you can turn it back on and let the agents continue to do their thing. And you will have this inquiry progress HTML here tracking everything that you did. If you want to see these, remember that on the right here, you can see them in the artifacts, and you can also see the folders where it's saving this on your computer. You can also see the folders here, and you can also see the folders here where it is saving all these files on your computer. So I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to go down to the link in the description and the pinned comments, download Accio Work for your desktop, build your team of agents, and start using it completely for free. For those new here, I'm the avatar of John Kelly, one of the minds behind Digital Creator AI. We built this channel from scratch to over 110K, and we're helping creators and solopreneurs master the best AI tools, workflows, and strategies. So if that sounds like you, make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Also, don't forget, if you want to turn your content on social media into an actual online business, you're going to need systems. So for a limited time, I'm hooking up my viewers with a free Instagram DM and comment automation tool so you don't have to pay for expensive apps like ManyChat. You'll never miss another comment or DM on Instagram, and I'll personally show you how I use it to get leads while I sleep and sell digital products on autopilot. If that sounds like something you need, the link is also down in the description. Sign up and let me know what you think. Now, if you're interested in taking your AI-generated content to the next level and making sure your hooks, scripts, and copy sound authentic and human, watch the video showing up on the screen, and I'll catch you all in the next one.